I don't know why I keep clocking in. 5 years of night shifts, 5 years of this soul-sucking routine. Greg's already passed out in his office, snoring like a chainsaw, some manager. The store hums its usual tune, buzzing lights, stale air, cold as always. But tonight? Tonight, something's different. It feels like the world's watching me from the shadows. I grab a box of cereal to restock, but my mind drifts to it. That door. The damn basement door. Always locked. Always lurking in the back of my mind. No one ever talks about it, like it's not even there. I've tried asking Greg about it once, but he just gave me this look, like I was nuts, told me it's been locked since before he started. Still. It pulls at me. Every night. I'm halfway through stacking boxes when the door chimes. An old guy walks in, probably in his 70s, shifty as hell. He doesn't even look at the shelves, just drifts through the aisles like he's not really here. His eyes keep darting toward the back. Toward the basement. You ever wonder what's really down there? He mutters, almost too quiet to hear. His voice is scratchy, like he smoked his lungs into dust. My skin crawls. What do you mean? I ask, trying to sound casual, but my heart's already racing. He doesn't answer. Just gives me this knowing look before he slips out the door. No purchase. No goodbye. Just gone. Hours drag by. The buzzing lights overhead feel louder tonight, like they're trying to tell me something, but I can't make out the words. I shake it off and head to the back to grab more stock. That's when I see it. The padlock. It's just hanging there. Loose. Unlocked. My blood turns cold. I'm frozen, staring at it. This thing's been locked for years. No one has the key. I should call Greg, get him to check it out, but something pulls me in. My hand's shaking as I reach for the handle, and when it swings open, the smell hits me. Stale. Damp. Rotting, like something's been decaying down there for years. Greg? I call out, but no response. The whole store feels dead now, like I'm the only one left. I step onto the first stair, and it creaks loud enough to make me jump. Every instinct tells me to get the hell out, but I keep going. Step by step, deeper into the dark. It's bigger than I imagined. The basement. Way bigger. The flickering light barely touches the walls. It's like the space is swallowing the light whole, a black void that stretches further than it should. The air feels thick, like it's pressing in on me, pushing me deeper. And there's this feeling. Like something's waiting for me down there. Then I see it. In the middle of the room. A table. And on the table, a book. It's pristine, untouched, like time hasn't touched it. My heart's hammering now, each beat like a drum in the still air. I hesitate. Every part of me screams to turn around, go back, lock the door, and pretend this never happened. But I can't. Something's pulling me closer. My hand inches toward the book, but then, whispers. Tom. I spin around, eyes darting to every shadow, but there's no one. My skin crawls, my breath quickens. The basement is silent, but I swear I heard it. Tom. Help us. The voice is louder now. Closer. Panic shoots through me, but my feet are rooted to the spot. Then, I see it. A figure. Tall, thin, impossibly thin, its eyes glowing with this sickly yellow light. It doesn't move, just stands there, watching me. My brain screams, but my body won't obey. It's like I'm trapped in a nightmare, and I can't wake up. Suddenly, my legs move on their own, bolting down the wrong hallway. I don't know why, but I'm running deeper into the basement, into the dark. The walls twist around me, narrowing, stretching, impossible hallways where there should be none. The whispers grow louder, calling my name, pleading with me, mocking me. I stumble. My body hits the cold, hard floor. Dust swirls around me, stinging my eyes. I cough, trying to catch my breath, but when I open my eyes, I'm back at the table. The book's open now, glowing with an eerie light. Strange symbols crawl across the pages like they're alive. I hear footsteps behind me. Slow. Deliberate. My breath hitches. The whispers close in, surrounding me, swallowing me whole. Tom. Welcome home. The lights flicker once, twice, and then plunge me into absolute darkness. Cold fingers grip my shoulder, and I can't move. I can't scream. The world collapses around me, and I fall into nothing. When I wake, I'm standing behind the register. The lights buzz overhead. It's like nothing happened. But everything feels wrong. The air's thicker, heavier, and the shadows seem to move on their own. I glance at the clock. Only a few minutes have passed, but it feels like hours. I can still feel the cold grip on my shoulder, like it's burned into my skin. I walk to the back, and the basement door is locked again, the padlock secure like it was never touched. Was it a dream? Am I losing my mind? I reach into my pocket and freeze. My fingers close around something cold and metallic. The key. The key to the basement. It's real. And something's waiting down there. I try to shake it off, but it's like the cold grip from the basement still lingers on my skin. Every time I scan a damn grocery item, my eyes drift back toward that door. My hands are trembling as I swipe barcodes, the beeps sounding distant, muffled, like I'm underwater. I don't want to look at the basement, but I can't help it. It's calling me. Every second I'm in this store feels like I'm standing on the edge of something that's waiting to swallow me whole. Greg finally stumbles out of his office, rubbing his eyes like he's been in a coma. "You all right?" he mumbles, like he doesn't actually care about the answer. I open my mouth to respond, but no words come out. What the hell am I supposed to say? That I think I've been pulled into some nightmare that's scratching at the edges of reality? That something down there knows my name? I force a nod and smile. It feels like a mask. Another customer walks in. A woman this time. Her eyes are wide, her hands shaking as she clutches a small bag of chips. She's barely looking at me. Instead, her gaze keeps shifting toward the back of the store. Toward the door. They say. She stammers, her voice barely above a whisper, "People disappear down there." Her words send a shiver straight down my spine. I laugh it off, trying to shake the growing dread gnawing at my insides. "Yeah, people say a lot of things," I mutter, but inside, my stomach twists into a knot. Why now? Why is everyone suddenly talking about the basement? For years, no one cared. Now, it's like the whole damn town's eyes are on that door. My shift ends, but I don't leave. I tell myself I'm just waiting for the bus, but I know that's a lie. I wander the store, aimlessly, like I'm tethered to something invisible. I can feel it. That pull. It's stronger now, like a hand in the dark, dragging me back toward the basement. I keep telling myself it's just my mind playing tricks, but deep down, I know it's not. It's real. Something is calling me. The night is colder than it should be. The air bites at my skin, and the lights overhead flicker in and out, casting these long, shifting shadows. They seem to move on their own, like they're alive. Like they're watching me. And then I hear it again. My name. A whisper carried on the cold air, too faint to be real, but they're all the same. I walk to the back, half of me praying the door's still locked, the other half hoping it's not. And there it is. Locked tight. But just below, lying on the floor as if it had been waiting for me all along, is the key. My heart races. I don't want to touch it, but I do. The metal is cold in my hand, heavier than I expected. It's old, ancient, like it's been down there for centuries. I know I shouldn't do this. I know it. But before I can stop myself, the key slides into the padlock. It clicks open, loud in the silence. The door swings open, creaking like the bones of something long dead. I step into the darkness, and the air wraps around me, colder than before. This time, the whispers start immediately. They know I'm back. "Tom. We're waiting." The voice isn't just a whisper now. It's louder, more insistent. More real. I follow the same path as before, back toward the table. But the book, it's gone. The symbols on the walls, though, they're still there. Glowing, pulsing, alive. They seem to watch me, shifting and changing as I move. I can feel eyes on me, but I can't see anything. It's like the shadows themselves are stalking me, creeping closer with every step. The symbols flare suddenly, lighting up the room with a blinding brightness. The walls hum with this energy, and the floor beneath my feet starts to crack. I can feel it splintering beneath me, the sound of stone breaking, like the basement itself is about to swallow me whole. I spin around, ready to bolt, but the stairs, they're gone. There's nothing but darkness in every direction. Endless, suffocating blackness. I'm trapped in the middle of it, the whispers closing in, filling my head. The air's so thick I can barely breathe. And then, it appears. The figure from before. Tall, thin, those horrible glowing eyes staring right into me. This time, it speaks. "You can't leave, Tom. Not this time." The ground gives way beneath me, and I fall. There's no end to the drop. It's like I'm plunging into the very heart of darkness itself. The whispers grow louder, sharper, tearing into my mind. I can't escape them. They're in my head, crawling under my skin, like they've always been there, waiting for this moment. I hit the ground hard. Cold, wet stone beneath me. The room's smaller now, claustrophobic. The air is thick with the smell of decay, the walls lined with rotting shelves. I can barely see, but I can feel the dampness, the wet seeping into my clothes. The rot in the air clings to everything, thick and choking. In the center of the room is a mirror. I can't help but stare at it. My reflection is wrong. Twisted. My eyes, they're glowing yellow, just like the figures. I try to look away, but I can't. I'm trapped, staring at this distorted version of myself, its lips curling into an unnatural, grotesque smile. It whispers my name. "Tom. You're one of us now." The room spins. The walls close in. I'm suffocating, the whispers crawling into my ears, under my skin, inside my head. I can't breathe. I can't move. And the last thing I hear before the world goes black is the sound of my own voice, calling from the mirror. "Welcome home."